it's JQ Crafty. I was so excited. I am joining today Miss Sara Scraps for Shimelle Sketch Reimagined. I was so excited when she asked me to join her because I love Shimelle sketches. Why, you ask? Because they are so basic, which is a really good thing because they are really what I like to use for a sketch. A general idea of where to place items, and then not telling you where your embellishments need to go or any other details, and you can add so much to them because her sketches are so basic, which is perfect. So if you have not checked them out, I would definitely go try and find them. And if you can't find them, do you know the best place to look is? Probably Sara Scraps and her channel. So I will have that linked at the end of the video and down below because she's been doing this for a while now. And so I was super excited for her to join me, or to ask me to join her, I should say. So I figured why not do, so this is the sketch we're doing, and I'll try to keep it up in the corner for as long as I can. I have this adorable picture of my niece, and I thought, okay, I'm going to do a Shimelle sketch. Of course, I need to use Shimelle, right? So I am going to use, I still have a decent amount of Never Grow Up. So we're going to do that. So I'm going to do some fun things on the edging, and I think I'm going to have a nice long title, and I'm going to either mirror it or we're going to flip it. I haven't decided. We're going to play around with that yet. But I know something I want to do with like the edge. So let's get started. All right. So I went through off camera all my papers in the Never Grow Up collection. And I kind of decided that I wanted this beautiful leafy floral paper to be behind my white cardstock. And then also I grabbed a bunch of branding strips and specifically cut off that yellow branding strip from the green star paper, if you know which one I'm talking about. So I decided for that strip that's kind of behind the photos, I'm just going to do kind of a layering up of some branding strips. And that's kind of what my layout's going to look like. I'm going to mirror the way the elements are lined up in the sketch. And I'm also going to move my title, though, up to one of those three elements that are up along the border. And so I won't have a ton of journaling either. It's gonna be just a simple photo, but I'm gonna have some mixed media that'll kind of dip down below the photo. Right now, I am taking some of the stamps from that collection, specifically the little floral stamp, and then there's two different hearts. There's one that's an outline and then one that's a solid. And I am gonna do some resist. I've always wanted to do this, and I thought, I've been doing a lot of simplistic layouts this month, and they're simplistic in that they have a lot of white space. And when I say this month, I mean July. So I did this ahead of time because as soon as Sara told me, or asked me, not told me, asked me if I would like to join her, I couldn't help but making this. So I made this mid-July, actually. I was so excited. So I did some resists, and I stamped kind of all over. You saw me kind of marking where things were at, so I knew where it would kind of pop out. And then I'm going to take a couple of my shimmers, and we're going to basically kind of watercolor some shimmers on this top, like 2/3. It's like, I didn't divide it completely into 2/3, but it's a little more than half. So it looks more asymmetrical than symmetrical, which is what I wanted, but it's fine. So I'm going to paint this yellow, and which I believe is Christmas Cheer, because I really like it. It's kind of a goldy yellow. It might be limoncello. I'm not sure which one I ordered. It might be limoncello, actually. And then I'm going to use this pink, which is actually more of a purpley color when you look at it in the jar. And it is called, let me check, Pip Pip Cheerio. So you'd think it'd be more red, but I guess, to me, cherries are pink. More of a deep pink. But anyway, I thought it went really well with the flowers and everything in this collection. So I just kind of painted them and layered them over, and I loved it. And then I blotted up kind of the excess because I didn't want, one, my paper to warp too much, and two, I wanted to be able to see that resist. And now on camera you can't see it that great, but I'm hoping in the close-ups, and in person you can see it. It just adds a little texture and a little peak of something. And then I'm going to go ahead and with some of this speckled egg, Distress Oxide, add a few little, it's a Cartabella stencil. Kind of looks like just little mini fleur-de-lis type leaf things in a way. So I'm just adding a little bit of that as well. So now I have my background all set. I'm going to distress the heck out of the edge. The top gets a little rambunctious. I did it with scissors for a few spots and I completely ripped it in the one spot. And then I decided just to use my Tim Holtz distressing tool for the rest. But then I'm just going to start layering these strips up, which I also distressed with a distress tool. And I'm just kind of weave them, layer them together. You end up not seeing very much of them, but they are my shelf for my photo and my little flowers. I'm going to snip off the edges here. And then I'm going to place my paper on that lovely pattern paper, and it's coming together. I really like it. You know, I'm not sure how reimagined it is, but I used her sketch and I did what I wanted to do with it. So if that's considered reimagined, I guess then it is, right? So I'm going to layer my photo up with a couple of, basically it's the same pattern paper that's in the back. And then the B side of it, which was this pink, which I thought would bring some of the pink that I painted on out. And I ended up just trimming down my photo because what I had left, I didn't have a lot. So I trimmed down my photo so I could kind of do a wonky photo mat. And then I'm going to pop my photo up on Fun Foam. And then I'm going to put some flowers here. And then my plan was to actually just use one. I thought about doing 3. But I know I'm going to cover up the middle one anyway because I wanted to use this as my title. It just says The Wonder of It All. It's one of the thickers that comes in the collection. And then I'm going to, I thought about laying up some leaves, but then I'm just going to use a few more of the ephemera, these 2 beautiful butterflies, and then there's a bunch of little floral stickers on the cardstock sticker sheet. I'm going to pop some of them up on foam and leave some of them flat and kind of just tuck them in and around as well. So that's it. I might just add the date of this photo underneath it. Maybe I'll use one of my date stamps. But that's all nice and simple. It's just going in my niece's scrapbook that I'm making for her. And yeah, but I really appreciate you guys watching. Thank you very much. And if you came from Sara's channel, thank you for following the links. If you haven't been to Sara's channel, go check out Sara's channel. And you can see all her other Shimelle sketches reimagined. I love this series she's been doing. It's so fun to see her take sketches, and she does so amazing things with it. She flips them. She looks at them in a completely different way sometimes than I do, so I love it. But once again, thanks for watching. Close-ups at the end. Enjoy, and I appreciate you. Bye.